I'm Nicole Klungel, and I am running for council in St. Bernard. A little bit about me: I am a freelance book editor. I volunteer for a nonpartisan voter engagement collaborative, as well as for a nonprofit that provides humanitarian aid to Central American immigrants. If you voted in St. Bernard, you might recognize me as part of the team that helps keep St. Bernard's elections running smoothly. I am also the Hamilton County Democratic Party District Chair for St. Bernard. So if you want to get involved with that, please reach out or find us on Facebook. And I am endorsed by the Hamilton County Democratic Party, as well as by the Ohio Environmental Council. I want to start by noting a few things that really make St. Bernard an exceptional place to live. Our service department is unmatched. I think they go above and beyond every day, and that they are truly the backbone of St. Bernard. We have tons of recreation facilities and programs. I personally am not a sportsy person, but I've seen all of the listings of the activities that they sponsor, and it's truly amazing. We have a responsive police and fire department, and by responsive, I mean truly responsive. After the last election, a voter left their ID behind at the polling place. And I took it to the police station thinking, this is a safe place to leave it until that person can come retrieve it. Instead, an officer said he would just take it directly to that person, and you just don't get that in other places. But one thing that we are missing is in our council. I personally believe that if you are committed to running for an elected office, you are committing to do the work of that office. And if you're a council member, part of that work is participating in working committee meetings. St. Bernard has 7 working committees on council. These include things like finance, public safety, public improvements, business and industry. These committees, in the past few years, have not met at all, with the exception of one committee which meets rarely for special considerations. Concretely, what does this mean? This means we are missing an opportunity to partner with area agencies and experts, nonprofits, that can really inform us about opportunities and best practices. For instance, the Environmental Council of Ohio, Ohio Environmental Council, could help us with adding solar, with adding public charging stations, with environmentally sustainable building practices. We're also missing out on the opportunity to apply for grants that would support such programs. Council members can't know it all, and inviting experts in as partners can really help. In addition, our ordinances are not being regularly reviewed and updated in line with best practices. One notable omission is that currently it is legal in St. Bernard to discriminate against members of the LGBTQ community, even to the point of denying a gay person service or housing or employment. You might think that'd be covered by federal or state law, but no, not in all cases. And it remains legal to discriminate, not because council hasn't considered the issue, but because they have and they voted against an ordinance that would protect those human rights, including incumbents that will be on your ballot in November. So if you're talking to candidates, make sure you ask where they stand on this issue. Okay, so what is council working on? Well, one stated priority of at least one council member is to make front yard gardens illegal, including pollinator gardens and native plant gardens. I think St. Bernard is not an HOA, and many people are wising up to the benefits of replacing some of their turf grass lawn with gardens. But you know, those committees that I said hardly ever meet, they met on this one. Look for it after the elections. So to wrap up, some of my priorities in office would be getting regular committee meetings going, improving our environmental practices, and making it clear that there will not be discrimination in St. Bernard. If you want to learn more, you can find me on Facebook or reach out directly at 513-319-4377. Also, please support fellow Democrats Connor Morton and write-in candidate Greg Lair. Thank you to ICRC-TV for hosting these recordings and for recording St. Bernard's council meetings and CIC meetings. And please also join us at Meet the Candidates Night on October 5th in the Municipal Building at 6:30 p.m. Councilmember Don Tabergti is hosting. Congratulations to Mr. Tabergti on his retirement, although that we are at opposite ends of the political spectrum, he always bends over backwards to help his neighbors, and he will be missed. Thanks, and I will see you in November.
Hi, I'm Connor Morton, and I am so excited to be running for St. Bernard Council so I can make sure you feel seen and heard, because I believe that's a fundamental right in our village. Now, everyone in St. Bernard is my neighbor, no matter how many steps away. And from what I've experienced, we're the best neighbors around. I've been welcomed with kindness, support, and sometimes even a few mowed lawns when my lawnmower decided to take a break. Now, it's easy to love our community, but with troubles since the pandemic, like slow-moving initiatives and declining community engagement, it makes me wonder how even more incredible it would be if we had, well, more. More engagement, more transparency, more inclusivity, more of what makes St. Bernard our home. This is what has called me to run for St. Bernard Council. I believe that now is the time to welcome fresh perspectives and ideas into our leadership. St. Bernardians should have a voice in what goes on in our community. And I've seen that each successful event, festival, community dinner, and even holiday light show is a direct result of our love for this village. And while talking with our neighbors at these functions, I learned what else we want to see in our community and have organized them into these initiatives. Now, I know with the nonstop news of the latest stolen car or closed shop, it's easy to feel buried beneath the stress of information overload. So let's just keep it simple. There are 3 goals that we share. The first is more committee reporting to establish a precedent of constant improvement. The second, more collaborative legislation to ensure that our laws and ordinances are leveraging expert insight. And lastly, more community feedback opportunities to enable our neighbors to share their perspectives and voice. That includes the passing of a non-discrimination ordinance to protect our neighbors. Now let's join together with our neighbors and bring St. Bernard into this future. We believe in more for St. Bernard Council. Again, my name is Connor Morton, and I hope I can count on your vote on November 7th.